Chuck, and appreciate you stopping by my shop. I've got a product to show you today. It was from VEVOR. They had contacted me and asked if I wanted to do a review on a product. And the other day I was watching Keith Rucker, and on his lathe he had a 4-jaw chuck. And he didn't say anything, but he just put the part in and tightened up the chuck and started working on it. Well, it was obvious it was a self-centering 4-jaw chuck. I don't have one. So VEVOR does have one, and let's swing the camera around and we'll do a quick discussion about it. Well, to start off with, here's a little ad, and I'll post it also. Lathe chuck, 6 inches or 160 millimeters, 4-jaw self-centering and reversible jaw kit, K12 tool. There it is there. Came with a chuck wrench, and the nice thing I like about the chuck wrench, it doesn't have that spring where you have to push the spring back. It came well boxed, styrofoam protecting the unit. Styrofoam did get a little bit of damage. I'll have to weigh the chuck and give you how much it weighs. It also came with the reversible jaws. Here they are here. And it came with bolts for the back plate. Of course, the back plate is not included. So let me move this camera and we'll talk a little bit more. Okay, let's start at the back of the chuck here real quick. 1 3/4 inch through hole, and sometimes you wonder why is that important. We'll kind of talk about that. Of course, it's always nice to be able to get a large stock through the back of the unit. The mounting bolts that I mentioned, and then there's the 2 grub screws, let's call them, that hold the pinion in on each side. There's two pinions for adjusting the chuck, and then here's the 3 screws to remove the back plate on the chuck. Turn it over. It's got an oiling hole here in the front, and wipe some of the oil off. It came very well oiled. And let me get it up in the air a little bit here. Hang on a second. Well, I think I mentioned here are the reversible jaws. They all came packaged with the unit also. And got it up in the air, and it's on my rotary table right here. And that was part of my thought on getting this chuck for my shop, was to end up mounting it on my rotary table. Well, it turns out the 6-inch diameter ends up just on covering all the attachment bolts. But I got a plan, I think. But just to show you, the chuck closes down to about 181 thousandths, and boy, it just operates very, very smooth. Yeah, a little rough there. Probably have to open it up and give it a good clean. But there it is, a scroll chuck 4-jaw. Now, my thought is to mount this on my rotary table and be able to hold square pieces, be simple to dial in, and also make a back plate for it for my lathe, so I can use it in either situation. I'll have to see if I can actually extend these holes right on through the front, which would be really making a very simple application for adding it to the rotary table. If I can't do that, then I would just make a bigger plate, round plate, and my rotary table has holes on the perimeter that I could line up and do the same thing. So let me move the camera, and I'll show you one other thing that I was kind of excited about this for having it in my shop besides putting it on the rotary table or a lathe. Well, I thought I'd show this. It's really only good for pieces that are 1 3/4 or less to go ahead and hang down through the table, but just another setup where it could be used at the mill without the rotary table, but I think it's going to see more rotary table use than not. But let's take it back over and we'll put in the reverse jaws and see what kind of opening we get on it. So that setup I just showed on the mill, that also works very good for a 3-jaw chuck. If you have a 3-jaw chuck and you need to hang it out like that, move the head of the ram over, it works really well for getting something long, but addressing the end of something long. So I just opened up the jaws. This jaw just had kicked out, so we're about 3 1/4 inches in square that we could open to. This guy came out first, and it is the number 4 jaw. And number 4. So 4 is engaged there. That's hanging out there quite a ways, but let's see what we get. So we get almost 7 inches in the outside jaw there. Again, it closes down to the same dimension that we had with the inside jaws. So in the small version here, closed in, we've got 3 3/4. You know, we're almost over there. Let's see where we're at. So if we go outside, a 9-inch diameter could hang on the outside. Let me grab my hardness files. This is the set of hardness testers. I'll try one of these. Let's start out at 60 just for fun, huh? Yeah, 60 bites on it. I don't think these are very hard, to be honest with you. 50. 50 is just feels like it wants to bite, and of course we know it didn't go for 60. So 55. Yeah, 55's really kind of still skating, but the 60 bit. So not bad for hardness. We'll take that. Well, I've got to say I'm happy that I selected this, and I'm very glad they sent it to me, VEVOR. It seems like a nice unit. Like I said, mainly I'm planning on using it on my rotary table and also on my lathe. And need a back plate for my lathe and a mounting system for my rotary table. Well, I hope you enjoyed the review. It's a good piece for the price. And the test will be in the pudding once I get it all set up, but I wanted to get this initial video out so you could see this unit. Could be a good Christmas present for yourself. Okay, well, thanks again for stopping by my shop. I always enjoy your time with me. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next video. Well, I've opened up the back. don't know if this light's blowing it out or not, but well, good and bad, I guess I should say. The good, it's well oiled inside here. Unfortunately, there's a lot of rust here on this surface, which really has no bearing on anything, and some rust around the outside of this surface that really has no bearing on anything. It operates real smooth. Doesn't appear to have a lot of trash in here. Let's see. Yeah, all in all, relatively clean. Don't see a lot of chips or filings down in here. It's I'll have to see if I can do a little cleanup on this rust though before I put it back together. And I did take some number stamps and stamped the outside of the chuck, so I knew where the actual 1, 2, 3, and 4 are. Okay, well, a little more autopsy. So I pulled the scrolls out, and those seem to be okay. Need to be just cleaned, but both of them looked okay. The actual scroll itself appears to be good. Don't see any real issues with it. So just a good cleaning. But the inside of the chuck, again, there's more rust down inside. So, and a lot of dirt and grit. So if you purchase one of these chucks, I would suggest that you take it apart and give it a heck of a cleaning. And it's sad that it does have the rust here. Well, here's a little after shot of getting it cleaned up. Used a little white vinegar sparingly and a little gray Scotch-Brite, and most of it was just surface rust. Interesting, they in their literature it says rust prohibitive. But it must be on just the outside, because the outside was certainly clean. So anyway, thought I'd just show you that. It's presentable. It's workable for what it is. Well, it's all back together, cleaned. I put the outside jaws on it, and working nice. So, upcoming video here in the future, I'll show mounting it to my rotary table. Appreciate you stopping by the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it informational for you. And we'll catch you on the next video coming up down the line. Take care.